Well, it's a memoir, which means things I remember, things I heard, things I have witnessed. But you know, a memoir has also some elements of a novel, because the human memory is not so reliable. It's not that I told lies on purpose in this book. I told things I remember, things my parents told me, my grandmother told me, my uncles told me, and also things I have witnessed myself. But I'm taking this into consideration, that my memory can be a little elusive from time to time, like anybody else's memory. And then there is also some artistic freedom I allowed myself here and there. But this is a memoir describing a certain episode in the life of my grandmother, who was, I would say, obsessive, compulsive concerning the issue of cleaning. She was cleaning the house all the time, and she made everybody else in the family suffer because of that. But we still remember her with, not with anger, but with humor and curiosity, because she was a real character, a real, what you would say, type. And this is the story of part of her life, the issue of the cleaning. It's quite a funny story, because we learn to treat her problem with humor. But there are also some sad parts in the book. Yeah.
And you wouldn't call it a novel, I understand.
It's something in between. It's here I saw they defined it as a roman. In Israel I did not define it at all. I just said this is a book.
It's a book.
You know, but it's something. If I have to use only one term, I will say memoir.
Okay. And what made you write it?
I think about it for many years, and I used the character of my grandmother and other members of the family in other novels long ago, because I think this is the origin. This is where I take my topics and my imagination, and most of my stories are made up. They are completely fictitious, but the atmosphere in my family in the village is the source of all my books, and I always thought about writing something on more biographical level. And then a few years ago I went to the United States to give a lecture tour in universities, and the idea was to talk about my novels, but slowly I found myself talking about the origins, the source of my novels, about my family, and I told this story about my grandmother and her vacuum cleaner, and I saw that the audience was very pleased by this story. And I learned from my family how to tell a story too. So I decided that this will be the topic one day, and I wrote it, yes.